G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game of Age of Empires 4. Today we are on Frisian marshes to watch two of the world's best players face off in I was going to say a ranked battle. It's not a ranked battle. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here casting EGC TV's Elite Classic number 3. Let's get into it and introduce our players for today. Spawning in the west corner of the map, representing Team M8, fighting for the Juicy Legacy. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Marine Lord. And in the north of the map, in the color red, playing as the Chinese. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Puppy Paw. Welcome to a casted game. A pleasure to have your company today as we watch, I was going to say a Chinese mirror. It's not really a Chinese mirror. I mean, you got two Chinese civilizations. You got the Juicy Legacy, a Chinese variant, and the Chinese themselves. But anyway, that's where we're at. That's what we're looking forward to. I'm looking forward to this match. Let's talk a little bit about deer. We could see some deer pushing. Probably not going to be seeing it at this stage because you would have already seen the Raxes coming down. But there are some deer that are quite close here. Alternatively, there's also a lot of sheep. In fact, there is so many damn sheep on this map. I think the number is up around like the 50 mark, somewhere in that region. Even you can see the sheep in the base is just absolutely out of this world. So there's going to be there's going to be no shortage of food. Let's just put it that way. But what can we expect this game? We can expect to see, I would be surprised if we didn't see some Zhugunu. I'll say that right now. Probably going to see some Palace Guards, and I'm hoping that we get to see some Grenadiers coming out on the side of at least Marine Lord, because the Grenadier is, well, it's difficult to get for the Chinese, but for the Juicy Legacy, it's a little bit easier. So I'll be keeping an eye out for them. Hopefully we get to see them, because they've got some pretty interesting technologies that you can get. Other than that, though, we are just going to play it by ear. We're just going to wait. We're going to see what we get. We may get professional scouts. Actually, I think we're probably going to get double professional scouts in this game, mainly because we don't have that early racks, right? Like, if you've got that early racks and you could do the double deer push, I say the double deer push like he's pushing double deer, you could technically do the septuple deer push. It's 7 deer. How many tuples is 14? Anyway, you get the idea. It's probably going to be professional scouts instead. Imperial Academy going to be coming down. Puppy Paw going to be going for a very quick age up here as the Chinese, which is pretty much to be suspected. Meanwhile, on the other side, is it going to be just down right here? Is that where he's looking to put his meditation gardens? Where else do you do it? You could do it out here. Probably. I mean, that's not terrible. It's towards the front of the base, though, so you got to be cautious with that kind of play. I suspect it's got to be right here. Oh, he's okay. All right, he's pushing it. So he's going for the double gold vein, a little bit of the wood, and he reckons he can get these berries in it as well. All right, we'll respect it. He's got quite an idea of the radius of that thing. He's played around with it before, we can say that much. Puppy Paw, have a look at this sheep number. He's doing quite well with the sheep. How many sheep is that now, Mr. Puppy Paw? 23 sheep on his counter. Meanwhile, on the other side, only 14 for Marine Lord. Age up about to arrive for Puppy Paw in the north of the map. And of course, the Imperial Academy immediately is going to have that Imperial official in. Interestingly, only the 2 villagers on gold here. Normally we'd see about 3 or 4. So a distinct lack of villagers, and also get to see the village get put down. Definitely not a bit of a not a standard opening. We'll say that much. Village coming down over on the other side here for Marine Lord. When I say not a standard opening, my Chinese openings is probably, I would say, about 12 months aged at this point. I know my build orders from 12 months ago, but at this stage, the meta for Chinese build orders probably changed quite a bit. Actually, you know what, it has, because it's all the focus is on one base. Here I am thinking about, 2TC, Song Dynasty, all that good stuff. No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that anymore. Upgrades on the way through. Horticulture going to be coming through for Marine Lord on the side of Puppy Paw. Nothing just yet. But keep in mind, his economy is going to be getting pretty strong in here, getting pretty hot in here, just because he's got access to Imperial officials. Compared to Marine Lord, well, technically he does have access to them. You don't want to really make them, at least not early on. Ideally, you just want to have as many villagers as you possibly can, and you've just got that one starting Imperial official. Stable now going to be coming out as well for Marine Lord. 3 vills on gold, so that could be a sign that he's trending towards potentially hitting that professional scout mark. We'll keep an eye on it. Meanwhile, back towards the base of Puppy Paw. We'll ride on board because, I mean, at this stage of the game, it's looking like it's probably just going to be a couple of fast castles chilling out with each other in the castle age. Maybe a little bit of a contest over relics. Speaking of relics, how are we doing out here for relics? It looks like we've got 5 on this map. 3 that are close to the players, 2 that are a little bit further away. So expect to see them fighting over that. Probably a whole lot of Lancers in this matchup now. Maybe Lancer versus Lancer Crossbow. Maybe Lancer versus Lancer Horseman. That was my old favorite, when you'd go for a Lancer matchup. And then the enemy would start making crossbows and you'd start making horsemen. It's always a nice little trump card that you can bring out. Meanwhile, Puppy Paw, quite a few vills out here on the wood line. Barbican of the Sun going to be coming up as well. Good little spot that he's going to try and cover here. Speaking of coverage, let's double check with that Meditation Gardens. Yeah, he does manage to hit the 1, the 2, the 3. He manages to do all of them, so very well played to him. Beautiful little spot that he's got here. Almost 100 resources a minute. Do you guys remember the good old day when you could have a Meditation Gardens that would hit like 180 resources a minute? They were ridiculous, weren't they? They were beautiful. Unfortunately, not the case anymore. Horseman's now out, though. And in fact, it's going to be the second Horseman that he's got. He's moving out towards the Barbican. He's probably going to be able to disrupt this as well. I don't think he's actually going to be able to cancel it, though. So disrupting is definitely the correct word for it at the moment. Horseman now going to be met by the Spearman. Of course, the Scout is out here. Second Horseman coming across. Third Horseman also out here as well. Puppy Paw has obviously scouted this out. He knows exactly what is up. That's why we see that early investment in the racks. And I love the fact that he's kept the racks close to the town center. Very important to do this so that you can juggle your Imperial official if you need to. He probably doesn't need to at the moment. He's got more than enough to defend this, and we can see now coming out towards his position with the Horseman. He's going to look to try and take down a villager. We'll be able to get at least one, so not a bad little result right there for Marine Lord. And then once again, villagers on the gold. Very well played by Marine Lord, managing to get that single villager despite the threat of those spears. Now, a little bit of a misplacement, I will say, on this house right here. It's a bit of an awkward house, but it's one of those things that happens. You've got to be cautious with it. Just with regard to placement when you've got so many sheep. Because you do want to spread these sheep out, so he would need to be careful about how many he puts in here. But anyway, we'll check in on the other side of the map. The Montlu Academy. I know people are going to say, it's Mount Lu, Drongo. I know, but Montlu just sounds so much better. If you've been calling it Montlu your entire life, are you going to stop when you're 46 years old? Because somebody on the internet said, hey, you're pronouncing that wrong? No, you're not. You're just going to double down, mate. Now, I'm not 46, and this game hasn't been out for that long. But still, I'm still going to double down. But speaking of doubling down, though, hold on a minute. You're going to have to double down on some food, my friend. Marine Lord, you are running a little bit low there. 7 minutes 20 on the age up. Really nice timing here. Can we just talk about how impressive this timing is? The fact that he's able to get upgrades in. So we've got specialized pick as well as horticulture that's coming through. And harasses with the stable, and then still gets the age up at like 7 minutes 20. It is ridiculous. Excuse me, what are these walls? You're not planning on trading. There's no way that we're trading in this game, right? Puppy Paw? What are these walls? These are really weird walls. Not typical walls that we see. Especially not for the Chinese. Especially this early. That is an interesting decision that we are witnessing. Upgrades on the side of Puppy Paw now starting to come through. Imperial examinations going to be coming through. Quite a few villagers still out here. Lancers are out. Expect to see relics getting taken very, very shortly as the monastery is now beginning to produce. I'd like to see the Imperial official just supervising out the first or even the second one out here, just to get out here that little bit faster. Could make the difference between securing the relic and not being able to, but Astronomical Clock Tower going to be coming down for Puppy Paw back here. Normally, it's rare that we actually see players go into the clock tower in this situation, but I think it can make quite a bit of sense up against the Juicy Legacy. Your opponent's going to be making Nest of Bees. You want a way to counter that, you can probably just make Nest of Bees yourself, and you can make them with extra hit points. On top of that, realistically, what can you find out about your opponent if you were to go for Imperial Spies, right? Like, Imperial Spies right now literally tell you nothing. Hey, your opponent's got villagers safely underneath their town center at the back here. Okay, and he's got the villagers right near his army. Okay, cool. It's not like, if you think like Cliffside as an example, where you kind of spawn towards the center of the map, versus this where you're spawned literally in the corner of the map, it can make a big difference when it comes to decision making. By the way, 9 minutes, and he's going to have to move out from these conditions. Lancer number still building. How are we doing on relics, by the way? It looks like he's going to be going for the furthest one, and indeed he's walling across the whole thing. Is he going to trade? It really makes me think he's going to trade. Maybe he's just, I don't know, what's the idea? Because there's no world where you're able to defend this entire wall unless you really play defensive and just hope that you can get some sort of trade going. He's gone into Song Dynasty. How would you play this if you were going to go into trade? Because, would you just go like mass Palace Guard? Maybe you go mass Palace Guard crossbow to defend? and play trade, but then you're not really using the gold. Maybe you just go Mass Lancer and then get some Zhuge Nu out to deal with the spears. Is that the play? That could work. You could do, actually, you could go Crossbow Lancer. That could work if you were going to do trade. Maybe he's just not even going to do trade. Maybe I'm so used to seeing these walls, I'm just going, oh, they're trading. But it doesn't feel like that's the circumstances. Vil's going to get spotted out. Almost certainly going to be going down here. Army not even moving towards this position. Whole bunch of Vils out here. Still plenty back over on this side. Barry's back as well. Vil on the run. He's going to try sieging down the wall. Single Lancer brought around the outside. Spears looking to intercept. Realistically, this Vil almost certainly going to be dying here. A little bit too far away, these spears and crossbows are. Big damage coming in. That'll be the second one for the game that goes down. And once again, this palisade wall, as I mentioned earlier, like this is very far away from your base. I guess the reality is, if you do that, you move units over to reinforce the position, you can just re-wall it immediately. But you've got to have Vils out here in the first place to kind of get there, right? Like, it's going to be a bit of a trek to get back, and there's no reason why Marine Lord can't now start pressuring other parts of the wall, slowly sieging them down. Maybe it's a bit of a distraction? Is that the play? Is that what he's thinking? It could be. It could be. Wheelbarrow coming through for both of these guys. Now on line for Puppy Paw. We'll check in with Marine Lord, though, and see how he is doing. Because for him, I mean, realistically, at this stage, he's picked up 3 relics, right? We've still got a 4th one out here on the field. 5th one over here, probably not going to get it. Now moving in towards the town center, the spears. Got a nice little spot here to defend. You can see he wants to try and minimize the amount of damage he's taking on those spears. Tries to bring them back into these little choke points so that they don't get surrounded by all the lancers. Definitely the right call at this stage of the game, being outnumbered like that. Crossbow number is starting to build as well. Puppy Paw looking to play infantry. We're seeing 2 different styles, 2 competing styles, as the Shaolin Monastery is going to get put down. Of course, he's already got the relics that are out. And of course, another thing to note is being in the Tang Dynasty, he's reducing the cost of his landmark. So if we take a look here, you'll see the Shaolin Monastery is still quite a bit cheaper, about 270 resources cheaper than if he was to be in Song Dynasty. So it actually makes quite a bit of sense to do this in Tang Dynasty. Go up to the Yuan Dynasty, unlock the pagoda, stick all your relics inside, don't have to research any additional technologies, and then from there you could look to go into Song Dynasty if you so choose. Shaolin Monastery coming up now quickly for Marine Lord as the Yuan Dynasty begins. It's going to reduce the cost of some of his units. Barbican providing a little bit of cover fire here. Outnumbered, outgunned, outrun. Marine Lord looking for any kind of villager he can find. Not able to find anything at the moment, though. Puppy Paw really doubling down on this infantry composition. Exactly what you need in this situation. Definitely expect to see that those Nest of Bees coming out, because that's pretty much the way that you do this combo. You start off with crossbow, you get the spearmen out, make sure that you've got enough to defend against your enemy, and then from there, you can look to start pushing with Nest of Bees together with the spearman crossbow combo, and then you can also throw in a couple of battering rams for good sieging. Of course, towards the center of the map, 2 sacred sites have now been taken. 4 relics in total going over towards Marine Lord. So expect to see those pagodas thrown down. He's going to throw them down right in the top of the base. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Relics are going to start moving across. Infantry down towards this position. And indeed, Marine Lord's just going to start burning down this fence. I'm not even gonna give it the respect of calling it a wall. It's not a wall, it's a fence. It's barely even keeping the rabbits out at this point. I'd love to know. I wish that we could, like, I was gonna say, I wish I could have an AI that knew everything that Puppy Paw knows, and then I could ask it, what was Puppy Paw thinking when he was putting these walls down? Because I could understand something a little bit more conservative, right? Like, if he wanted to go, like, here and go around like that, I could totally understand that. You know, because there's really nothing down here, right? Like, what are you securing? You're securing some berries? You secure the trade outpost or the trade post? I mean, that was kind of my whole point, my whole shtick about, like, is he trading? What's the go here? Why does he need this? There's nothing down there. All you're doing is just kind of extending how much risk you're really taking on when you don't need to. Vil's now going to be going down underneath the Barbican. Spears are back here. There's the Nest of Bee now finally going to be joining the party. They do jump inside the village, looking to keep it alive. Vil's being brought towards the Nest of Bee clock tower. Clock tower, Nest of Bee. There we go, but they're going to get taken out very quickly. What? He didn't actually kill the Nest of Bee. I think he thought he was going to get it. I thought he was going to get it. And that was a big loss for him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cav units right there. Marine Lord Whew, have a look at those numbers. What is going on? Is he thinking he's going to go Imperial and spam Grens? What's the game plan here? Triple Pagoda in the north of the map. How does he hold this? I mean, he holds it with a keep, right? That's the thing. And then you got to wait for siege engineering and then rams. Like, you're not going to be trebbing down anything over here. I think that's what you have to do, but he doesn't have any stone income coming at the moment, with the exception of those relics in the pagodas. We'll switch it over to income per minute. Now, speaking of income per minute, take a look at the stone in the bank here for Puppy Paw. 220 stone a minute, but definitely going to be looking to go for a forward keep here. And honestly, that could be the nail in the coffin in this game as he moves forward. He's not even going to need to go battering rams here. He can go trebs off this. He'll be absolutely safe underneath there. You don't want to contest that. Not a whole lot of vills here. Only 10 vills. I mean, 10 vills is pretty incredible for the Chinese. Sacred Site does get neutralized in the south of the map. All aggression now going to be focused towards the base of Marine Lord. How does he look to hold this? The answer, Zhukanu. That's what he's going to be going for. Picks up the bolt magazine. He's obviously unlocked veterancy. He's got +2 ranged armor, +2 ranged attack. Meanwhile, for Puppy Paw on the other side, no +2 ranged armor coming through for him just yet, only with the +1. And that means the Zhukanu are going to have an absolute field day out here, essentially 1 to 2 damage higher than what they should be against this unit. Nesta B about to be picked up on that reinforcement point, unfortunately. The one towards the front is going to get repaired up, but that one in the back lines does get taken out. So well done here by Marine Lord to identify that. But, I mean, to be honest, at this front, where do you go from here? I think the reality is, for Marine Lord, this is going to be a very difficult to defend push. This is a powerful amount of units. A huge amount of units that are powerful. The combination works very well together against the cavalry, but he is trading against the Zhukanu. This is definitely going well for Marine Lord at this stage. And now you can see the Nesta B's, a little bit of a misfire right there. Zhukanu still able to hold on in this Chinese mirror. I mean, it's not a mirror. We got the Jussi Legacy and the OG Chinese, but you get the idea, right? Like it's like the French versus Jeanne d'Arc. It's the same sort of idea, right, guys? Double treb now coming out for Marine Lord. Triple treb. Oh my lord, that's too many trebs. That's a lot of trebs. That's a lot of trebs. So the trouble that Marine Lord's got, right? And this is always an issue I've had in this kind of situation. If we look at how much his opponent has spent, Puppy Paw has spent 900 stone on the keep. And then you look at how much Marine Lord spends on the trebs, and he has spent a ridiculous amount, almost 500 for each of these trebs. Now, of course, once the keep goes down, you can still keep the trebs. But you get the idea, right? Like, there's a lot of resources that's come into here, not to mention the fact we've also got the Siege Workshop as well. There's a whole economy of just terrible investments here. And it doesn't contribute at all to him holding this push. Now, moving forward, the Zhukanu looking to try and hold on in a position like this. Nesta B's get some good cover. He needs to try and focus down the Nesta B's. It's the only way he's going to win this. Vill's going to come forward. He can look to try and pick him apart. But unfortunately, there's just not anything really here to take out the knobs. Meanwhile, to the back, there it is. The lance is exactly what he needed, but look how quickly they're going to go down. Crossbow's able to focus them down. Spears on the back as well, but he's able to move forward. Vill's going to get taken down, shot down one by one. Triple Nesta B now. That's going to be what he needs to hold this position. Treb still firing off towards it. A lot of Vills have gone down. 10 so far in this game. More Lancers in the back. He's going to lose a couple of Imperial officials. You saw that dress on the ground. I did as well. Don't worry, they're not girls, but they are eunuchs, which means they can wear dresses. They're allowed to. I think that was the rules, right? You got them removed, and then you can wear whatever you like. Sorry. I do not know enough about Chinese history to actually be giving you any genuine tips about it. But 18 minutes into this game, this is not looking like it's going to be a walk in the park for Marine Lord, which is unusual, right? Because normally this guy's pretty unchallenged when it comes to these sorts of tournaments, right? Like there's a couple of people that can contest him. But Puppy Paw is absolutely handing it to him right now. He's doing decently on the defense, don't get me wrong. Horseman number is starting to build now. He's got 6 with 3 in queue, so this could be the turning point. But I think Puppy Paw definitely made a little bit of an overextension. Did not have enough Nesta B's, right? Like, I think ideally you want 3. If you can get 3, it's going to be enough to start one-shotting. And speaking of one-shotting, there you go. So, there, boom. So once you start getting to this amount, this is exactly where you want to be. But Keep's gone down now. Nesta B on the back line's also going to go with it. Palace Guard's going to start moving in. They'll help out against the Horsemen. More Nesta B's go down, but he's back up to triple numbers. Exactly where he should be. But loses the Siege Workshop as well. We've seen a lot of knobs out today. I'm going to be real with you guys. A lot more than I typically see on an average day. Let's check in with Marine Lord as he continues trying to hold on. He's got his own knob out. Jeez, Marine Lord, keep it in your pants, son. How many is he pushing out here? We've got a second town center as well. He's looking to scale in this game, but now he's got another problem. It's the palace guards. The +2 armor still not in yet for Puppy Paw. Somebody call his representative. Tell him, Puppy Paw. Puppy Paw, you're missing out on free armor here. It kind of takes me back to those games where we'd watch Puppy Paw play as the Delhi Sultanate and he just wouldn't get upgrades. It's like, bro, they're literally free. Yeah, I don't need them. I don't need them. Why are you going to get upgrades? You know, I should have to pay for them. The enemy has to pay for them. Why do I have to pay for them? That's what he said. That's what he said. It's a direct quote. It's not really. But that's what I like to think that he said. That it was probably intentional. That it definitely wasn't accidental. Or that he was forgetful. Let's check in on these walls. Nothing. Nothing over here. Sorry, fence. Let's check in on the fence over here. This one's has yet to be roughed up too much. Bit of a wall of units back here. Zhongnan Tower going to be coming in, so Song Dynasty for Marine Lord wants to get that transition over to farms. He's got a beautiful spot for it at the back here as well. Expect that mining camp to go delete. He's going to go boom, 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 boom. Get a whole... Oh my god, look at the wood he's got in the bank. He can't wait to get that Zhongnan Tower down. I tell you what, I can't either. Hurry, hurry, hurry. All these vills should just go right now. 38 vills, just throw them all over the wood right now. Thank you very much, Marine Lord. Get him over there. Boom, 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 boom. Delete. Thank you. Next one. Go for it. Farms. I love it. I love it when they play the game for me. It's so much fun, dude. Oh, gosh. Oh, that is a lot of wood correctly spent. Well done by Marine Lord to recognize that. I'd honestly even delete the village. At this point, you're wasting valuable space here. Just get it out. Get it out of my face. Get it out of my base. It requires a little bit more foresight, though, because you've definitely got to be making sure you've got the pop space for it. Another mining camp goes down. He's going to rearrange it a little bit. A bit of an awkward position here, but we'll allow it for the moment. So that farm number is going to boom for him. He needs to pick up fertilization here. I don't think... I mean... Yeah, his position's not terrible. The biggest thing that he needs right now, he needs to get a whole bunch of production out. So if we take a look at him, he's sitting on 10 stables, 3 archery ranges, no Raxes. Ooh, I don't like that. I feel like you should have more axes. That is a Heroes of New Earth reference. There will be about 2 people on this channel that get that, but that one's for you, boys. Make sure you leave your Doombringer at home. There you go. There's another one. Have that. Soul Stealer for life. There you go. Everybody else is just like, what the hell is this guy on? By the way, what the hell is going on with Marine? Why do you have so many stables, Marine Lord? What is the game plan here that you think you can get away with all these stables? He's just going full horseman? It can't be. It can't be. This food economy is about to go crazy, by the way. So he needs to have a plan to utilize this. Meanwhile, back on the other side, nice distraction from Marine Lord. I actually like Marine Lord's chances in this game. I feel like it's 100% turning. The tides have turned at this stage. Like, it was looking very good for Puppy Paw. I thought almost 100% he had it. You know the point that Puppy Paw lost this... Not lost this game, I mean, because it's still not over. But this point right here, where that one Nesta B got sniped, so instrumental. Because if you've got the second Nesta B, it just means your opponent can't take that fight as easily as what they did. They don't get that trade. They're more punished. They lose more units. They have a less effective follow-up. And as a result of that, it just meant that Marine Lord was able to take the good trades. And now look at this. The Juicy Library is coming in. Dude, this guy does not stop. He's gone 2 TC, Song Dynasty, Yuan Dynasty, all the dynasties. And now we get the Juicy Library. No Ming Dynasty at this point, but no real reason for it. But maybe. But maybe. We'll keep an eye out on that base, on that face, on that place, on that space down towards that south side of the map. Age Up about to come through. Curious to see whether or not he picks up any big technologies here. Probably not. Doesn't really have the gold in the bank for it. Has he got any vills out here on gold? Is it just the ones in the main base? That's it. I mean, there's 3k in here, so it's not terrible. But I mean, we got to talk about this farm placement. I mean, it's good. It's good. He's future-proofing it, right? Like, we'll get rid of the village eventually, Drongo. Don't worry. Don't worry. We don't need to get rid of it now. How many farms is he on, by the way? We'll double check that. I want to see how well this farm transition has come along. 26 farms, not a bad amount. He's got a bunch here that are still yet to be built, so they won't count towards that number. Let's check in on the other side, though, because farm transition is a very key point. And one thing to note, though, Puppy Paw is still only on the single TC. Single TC, but Song Dynasty. So he's going to be quite a bit higher on that vill count being on the single TC than what you would normally see a civilization. See, these walls right here, I don't understand why you just didn't go for these walls initially. why we're going to put the fence down this far? I mean, I guess there's... Okay, you know what? Respect. There are more resources down here than what I was giving credit for. There's these little ponds. And it's not just the berries. You know, you can take the ponds as well, but it's one of those things, man. It's a lot longer to defend So I think at this stage, for Marine Lord, like, realistically, just going into, like, he's 100% playing this correctly. Elite Jukunu, Incendiary Arrows, +3 ranged attack should be coming through as well. He can also look for his Jukunu upgrade, so 10,000 bolts should help him out as well. We could see some incredible Jukunu coming out for him. And that's so difficult to deal with from Puppy Paw. He has to go into Imperial Age. He needs to get +3. For the ranged armor. That's going to be the key component to defending against this. The trouble that you're going to have is that even if you do that, they're still doing so much damage. Great Wall Gatehouse now going to come down towards the front of the base. Interesting decision for it to come down in this spot, but probably the right call. It's towards the main. My main thinking here is that at this stage of the game, you really want to try and secure gold. That's like the big thing. So even like coming out here and just getting it in this little position, the only thing to note is that Marine Lord does still have Trebs on the field. So even if you've got Trebs, or like even if you go for this, then Marine Lord can still treb it. So it just makes more sense for it to be back here more than anything. So you know what? I'm going to withdraw my previous claim. We're just going to leave it at that. Jukunu now really starting to build in number. Biology also starting to come through. How are we doing on that juicy library? Looks like he's going to be going into potential Yuan Raiders. We'll double check on the stables and see. Yeah, you've got the Yuan Raider, the Imperial Guard down here. Incredibly expensive units. 280 resources. One of the best cav units in the game. Definitely not the best. We've seen some recent additions. The power creep has creeped its way well and truly towards the top of the table. We'll say that much. By the way, have a look at this population difference at the top. 161 versus 128. So Marine Lord really quite a bit ahead here. Back towards the main base, though. Economy looking very good. 2,300 food. Compared to Puppy Paw, 180 per minute. And you can see he's trying to farm transition or think about farm transition. He's got the Song Dynasty in. Where's the food? I mean, even at this stage, it's all these villas that have been sort of isolated because of the consequence of the impending raid. Let's just put it that way. It's got a couple of berry bushes back here, but this is the trouble. When you're playing as the Chinese, this is something that kind of needs to happen. You have to transition over to farms, as most civs typically do. But with the Chinese, it can be difficult because you want to keep all your villages together so you can maximize the benefits of the supervisor, of the imperial official. Marine Lord did it quite well. He had like 3,000 wood stacked up and then he could just immediately rock them all over into the granaries. But there's a bit of an awkward phase right now where Puppy Paw does not have any food in the bank. So he needs to be relying more heavily on gold and wood, ideally looking for more nested bees. The trouble is he's already got 7 of them out. And we know that there's a lot of cavalry going to be coming out from Marine Lord, which means if you're investing heavily into these, heavily into these siege engines, you're going to need a way to defend them. Nested bees now moving up, going to unleash, and the Imperial Guard, the Yuan Raider, make their way towards the nested bees. They kind of get surrounded. Oh, look at that. See you later, Yuan Raider. Don't forget your toilet paper. I was looking for something else that rhymed. They do take a fair bit of a beating, though, that's for sure. Biology has come through for Marine Lord, and cavalry on the backside. The gate working its magic. Nested bees coming forward. Elite upgrades are now through for Puppy Paw as well. Imperial official is out here towards this gold vein. Keep in mind, there's no real target out here because we don't have that Great Wall Gatehouse out here just yet. Well, obviously not just yet. I mean, it's not changing where the positioning of this bad boy goes. Have we seen upgrades from... No, we haven't. Oh, we've seen reload. We've got reload drills, but yeah, he's picked up the... Oh, no, it's in the university now, isn't it? My mistake. Yuan Raider. Now looking to find that raid. 2.0 movement speed. They're going to be evacuating. Are they evacuating off the gold? No, they're just kind of staying there, just kind of chilling out. At the same time, Imperial Guard coming in from the left side. It looks like he wants to have a little bit of a sandwich today. Don't mind me. I've been eating a lot of banh mi lately. It's a Vietnamese sandwich, but I can definitely go with Chinese sandwich. Look at the Vil count now, dropping a huge amount here as villagers get eviscerated on that gold vein. And of course, the Imperial Guard able to clean this all out. Barely any spears in here, and that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. He taps out with Marine Lord managing a pretty good comeback right there. I tell you what, early game it looked like Puppy Paw 100% had him on the ropes, but that single pickup of the Nest of B did it. Ladies and gentlemen, go check him out this weekend. EGC TV. Be there 15 GMT, Saturday and Sunday.